Yo, what's going on, everybody? I hope you are having a wonderful Thursday afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it may be for you guys. I hope it's been good. So, we're going to review the market today. A wild day for the market. Today was a pretty good example of what a gap and go kind of looks like. And then we almost had a textbook trend day as far as how market profile users would look at it. Overall, it was indeed a trend day. Uh, After the CPI coming out uh, lower than what was expected, the market loved it. And like I was saying yesterday, we were in a balance on the daily. We come out of balance to the upside, and we came out with some steam. We let some steam out, shorts covered, causing a massive gap early on in the morning. As you can see here on my 15-minute chart, this massive push up here, I mean our low, this this one 15-minute candle alone was 125 points. That was right when CPI data came out. So off of that, the overnight, the pre-market session, we open up with a gap. We open up above yesterday's trend day down, above the single prince price probe, the high of day, above our balance high, our 3-day balance high, and then uh, we open just below one of these other, excuse me, one of these other previous highs. So after opening up above two daily highs and above our trend day down, uh, we paddled. Uh, we got to points where we battled our weekly highs. Um, like I said, on some, let's go to the big boys here. Show you real quick. So I was saying this was my weekly balance, right? My weekly balance high for me was 39.27. You could have used this weekly high here at 39.25. Either way, we battled that high, battled that, and got above it. Um, Now we're looking to find acceptance over it. One day doesn't make a market, but for now, it looks like we've gotten some pretty good extension above that 39.27 level. Um, so And as you can see, we're kind of getting close to bumping our head on this trend line down that I have here. So this could potentially just be a rally, a bear market rally. Uh, we're just potentially flagging into that and maybe break down later on. But for now, the weekly has come out of the balance to the upside, and we are now one time framing up on the weekly. Now we have Let me go ahead and close that in. I didn't realize I hadn't had it full screened yet. With one more days left in the market, we are looking to continue this one-time framing up. And then next week when we come in, we'll look to continue the one-time frame up then as well. Monthly is still in a balance. Let's look at our daily. You can see on our daily, we gapped out of our 3-day balance that we had, and then eventually got above the weekly balance high. So let's go over what happened on the intraday. So now we've gone from balance on the weekly and the daily time frames. We are now one time framing up on the daily and on the weekly time frame. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, could start the Santa Claus rally off with a massive short covering, is what it would appear. So, like I said, opening up above with a gap above the price probe, our trend day down with the single prints, the high two high of days. This whole trend day is gone, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of all these destinations. Like I said yesterday in my video, uh, you were looking to find acceptance below that price probe, and then maybe if the CPI number was bad and the market didn't like it to come out of balance to the downside, well, the market liked what they seen, didn't find acceptance, and then rotated up. If I were to show you, actually, this is kind of unique, show you full session here of what the profile looks like. It's kind of wild. So you can see accumulation down here. We chopped around in the pre-market in a tight range in the pre-market and overnight session before. We never could take out yesterday's low. Uh, so you can say this was accumulation, but it was more than likely just short covering and people that were trying to short sell. And then whenever that data came out, algos went absolutely nut. Excuse me. I got the yawns today. But we push up, and it kind of looked like a P shape for a little bit on the day, but not necessarily, as we did go out with a double distribution trend day up. So let's go ahead and get rid of these destinations, as I was saying. And I only took a handful of trades today, not a lot, as I am kind of exhausted. Um, my day job has got me getting up earlier in the mornings, so yeah. All right. We gap up, we take out this daily high, this daily high. So whenever we look to close the gap, we're not looking to close the gap at 38.67. The gap closes at 38.25.73. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that daily high because it's the only one that matters. So we open up, we push higher, we take out that high of day for from 39.07. We actually battled that 3900 level for a minute, and then we push higher. And then we battled that weekly high for some, and then my weekly high at 39.27 later on in the day. But for now, let's go ahead and label our periods. We got a period here, and then I'm gonna go into better detail and break this down. I'm gonna try to keep it pretty short, even though we're already decent ways in here. E period, F period, G, H, I period, J, and M. Last but not least, Curly, Larry, and Mo. All right. Whoa, what's going on here? All right, so in A period, right, we open up with a massive gap, really large gap. Gap gets filled at 38.25. The gap starts at 38.70, 70 or 75. Uh, yep, 38.775. So we open up above those two daily highs, big gap up. We initially push up, battle the 3900 level for a minute, continue to push up. Uh, B period after we open pushes up, or actually initially pulled back, which was a good long opportunity because we were, obviously with a massive gap up, indices were in people's favors, and then we eventually got above A's high, so we began to one-time frame up. So now we have a pretty large initial balance. Initial balance was, from here to here, right? That's a large initial balance. C period, we open up, we take out the initial balance high, so and we kind of continue to one-time frame up. But once we got near that, where people may have called their weekly high, remember mine's up at 27. Um, and that 25.25 level, we got near that weekly high. We started to slow down a little bit, not find much extension, and then we kind of rolled over and then revisited it open. We stopped the one time framing up. Technically, we didn't stop it because we took it out first, but I'm gonna say we kind of put ourselves into a little bit of a balance in C period because we did take out B's high and B's low with a reversal bar. Back tested the open to the tick and then closed up higher. Uh, D period opens up. We pulled back, another good long opportunity. Pretty much all day long, any pullback was an opportunity to buy due to the context of the market. As we were up pretty heavy with a gap, you know, the CPI number was in buyers' favors, and just kind of massive short covering caused bids to step into the market. So every pullback was an initial buy opportunity. So D period pulls back, good buying opportunity. We take out C's high, we continue to one time frame up. And then we actually had a small set of single prints at first, very small set, not very massive in D period. So in this little section here, we had a set of single prints that got filled later on in the day in F period. But when E opened up, we had a small set. We push up higher in E. We got above that weekly high at 25.25, and then above my weekly balance high at 90, 39.27, and we push up pretty good. So after getting above those weekly highs, we had a nice little pop. Those two daily highs, nice pop. So we can go ahead and get rid of those. Had a nice little pop, and then F period, we open and initially have two sets of single prints. We have the one set here, and then we have another set here. Uh, F period couldn't take out E's high. We began to pull back a little bit. On every pullback in F period was a good opportunity to buy, especially against the 39.27 level. Show you real quick here on my 5 minute chart. The 39.27 level was a great opportunity to buy for majority of the day on those pullbacks. Where's 27? Yeah, right in this area. 25, 25, pullback 24. So anywhere in the 27 to 25 area was a good area to buy long opportunity against the single prints below. And then obviously you could have had your stop in where the single prints filled at 23.75. So on pullbacks in F period, could have gotten long against the single prints. Eventually F period goes and fills that set of single prints in E period, and then eventually gets that set in D that we had, that small set in D period that we had. Then in G we roll over. We get 5 wide at A's high, 5 wide point of control. As G pulled back, weak longs got out of the market, and any shorts that saw that there was some good supply overhead decided to pull their bids. G rolls over, and guess what? We get an afternoon pullback low. Afternoon pullback low, 50. And keep in mind, this was initially a trend day up. So we get this afternoon pullback low in G period. Could have taken a long here in G against the opening because before F period stopped the one time framing up. We were one time framing up. We had single prints, indices. The market's up pretty massively. It's still in favor of the buyers, and we have this massive gap. So I think it was a good risk reward long against RNG. Uh, if you're, risk like I am, you could have taken the long in G period, or you could have waited until H period. H period gave you a wonderful opportunity against G's long, and you would have known where your stop is at. So G period, let's say you didn't take that long, but you considered this to be an afternoon pullback low. as you know, we got a little bit of a liquidation. Longs were getting out of their positions, and bids kind of pulled their, or shorts kind of pulled their bids to buy. In H period, once you've seen that we couldn't take out G's low, you could have taken a long in H against G, thinking it's an afternoon pullback low to come back up to A's high where POC is at. So from 39.05 to 39, 39.13.25, you know, saying you bought a 5 lot, you could have taken off a few at 13.25, let it rotate up to G's high, taken off some there, and then hold the rest to see if we get back up to the day's high, which eventually we did. So in H period, like I said, we couldn't take out G's low, and that's exactly what we did. We found bids step back into the step back into the market. Buyers resumed. We take out G's high, putting us into a little bit of a balance, and then I period comes in. We begin to one-time frame up again. I, J, K. Looks like we initially had another small set of single prints in K period that got filled later in L, as Curly, Larry, and Mo tend to be pretty wild. And then we burst out of the day's high in L period. Larry gets an A plus on the day, as my mentor Paul would say. Gets an A plus as he gives these things grades. So we create a set of single prints here, double distribution day, set of single prints there, and then we get a price probe or price spike up into that afternoon rally high. Remember, I gave you guys this as a destination yesterday. Good possibility. Probability was good. Like I said, if we came out of balance to the upside to take out those daily highs, test the weekly high, and then get that afternoon rally high. So that's why you always want to see the market for both sides so you can kind of have that in mind. So we got that afternoon rally high. That is gone. So the next thing to get for the upside is that high day from September 15th at 39.77.55. So let's go ahead and put in today's destinations. But yeah, that was pretty much the market in a nutshell today. Big trend day up after a massive gap up. Good opportunities on longs, and I traded pretty much strictly off the 9 minute or the 9 EMA. Oop, what am I doing? I'm tripping today, clicking all these buttons. I traded off the 9 EMA pretty much all morning. I only took trades in E and an F period. Those were the only trades that I took was an E and F period. Ended up on the day pretty good, and then gave a little bit back in F or in G period once we took out F's low because I was actually long in F around where was I long? 24, and then had my stop low, so 20. I was long like 3 lot, I think it was what it was, and then G took out F's low, and I got out of my trade. So not too many trades on the day, but I traded strictly off this 9 EMA on the 5 minute. And every time we pulled back to it, I was getting long. Every time we pulled back to it, I was getting long. Keep in mind, each one of these 5 minute candles, you know, we fluctuate up and down. So every time this 5 minute candle came down to that 9, I was buying. Uh, Provided really good opportunities. Uh, Really good opportunities. All right, let's put in these destinations. So gap will start at the low of day here at 38.70.75. Low of day. So gap starts there. Gap gets filled here at the high of day from yesterday. So we'll turn this green, indicating if we do fill that gap. Gap fills. So this whole section here, if we pull back, you will look to either A, fill it right away, or if not, look to take longs against it. I don't think we're going to see that gap for a minute. Then we have our afternoon pullback low here in G period, 39.0450. Afternoon pullback low. Like I said, this is a trade that I look for pretty often in the day, is an after, especially on trend days. I look for an afternoon pullback low on or on trend days up. On trend days down, you look for an afternoon rally high. Same concept. You're looking for all those weak longs or weak shorts, depending on which way the market's going, to get out of the market. And then if you're trend up, right, you're wanting to see bids kind of get pulled as we start to sell off, and then find a visual area that you're willing to take a long against. Like I said, you could have taken a long in G period and had your out at the open, because in theory, if the market is strong to the upside, you should not come back to see the opening. If you did, then that might give you a reason why not to take a trade for a minute until you kind of have clear market generated information and something to lean on. Now, in H period, like I said, that long against that afternoon pullback low in G was a good risk reward opportunity, because you could have taken it against that low, and you would have known where your stop is out, because if you would have taken out G's low, then you were more likely to go and get the open. But because most of the market generated information today was to the long side, and bulls had a lot of things in their favor, you could have been more comfortable going long just because of that reason. Um, there was more MGI to lean on to the long side, so that long in H period was a great risk reward long. But afternoon pullback low. Then we have our set of single prints up here at 39, 38.75. Single print will fill here. And then single prints start here at 39.47.50. So tomorrow, if we pull back, you can look to take a bid there or buy, see if there are any bids there. You can buy against those single prints. And then if we do take out those single prints, you could look to take along against that afternoon pullback low, and then I would be out below that, because then chances are you'd go take out that low of day. Then, like I said, today was a double distribution, so we have today's range from A's low to K's high, and then uh, from K's high to M's high is another distribution. So this is all one distribution. This is all one distribution. We go out with a price probe in L period. Boom, boom, boom. Price probe in L period. 50-50. I think I put that there twice. Oh, my mouse is starting to go out on me. Price probe. Now the goal for tomorrow is to find acceptance above that price probe and then continue to move up higher. That is the goal. For some reason I had two there. And then we'll put in our high of day. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a trend day up. One set of single prints and an afternoon pullback low. $65.50. What is going on with my mouse today? It's not wanting to work. $65.50. High day. 11.10. So, upside destinations, you have today's high at 39.65.50. You look to continue to one time frame up and find acceptance above our weekly high. Uh, 39.7750 is the next high of day, and then you have the high of day from the 14th at 39.8125 where I set a single print start, and then we kind of get into that massive trend day down from the 13th. So single prints and the high day uh, 39.8125. Single prints get filled at 39.9125. So that could be an area where we bump our head against, and just ironically happens to be right around the 4,000 level and that trend line down. So we do have, I think, pretty good odds at this moment to go and maybe test the 4,000 level and the 200-day moving average. But for now, we look to find acceptance over that weekly high. One day doesn't make a market. Look for acceptance above. Look to continue the one-time frame up on the daily and the weekly. And then at that point, we can talk about going to get that 200-day moving average. Sorry this video is so long. Sorry if I don't sound enthused. I'm just kind of tired. But I do hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope I was able to kind of teach you something, especially on days like today when things are kind of just so much in buyers' favors. Any pullback is an absolute buy. Uh, and as far as that goes, hope you have a great day. We'll catch you tomorrow. See ya.